Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to share with you guys yet again another set of, they call them gaming headphones, but realistically, any set of headphones you can use for really any purpose, whether that be music, exercising, walking, gaming, watching a movie. It really depends on what you're into or what you want to use them for. Now, they do say that a lot of times gaming headphones are really designed to really pick up some of the noises you might hear while playing like first-person games or first-person shooter games, where I guess that fraction of a second between hearing things going on around you, I guess gives you the potential edge. Now, I'm not a gamer. What I'm really looking for out of a set of headphones is kind of duplicating what I would normally get out of a stereo system, whether it be in my home or in my car. Now, I find that I listen to music a little bit differently in my car than I do in my home. In my home, I do like bass, and I think that bass is the most important part of really any audio system. You could have a system that has the best sounding highs, the best sounding mid-range, I mean the most accurate in musical reproduction, but if you don't have that low end, even a crummy low end, the music a system with modest speakers will sound 10 times better with low end than having the best set of speakers. So you can go out, let's just put in, I remember back in the day when I used to sell audio, car audio. And, and even today, there are differences when it comes to different brands, but a lot of the real differences when it comes to why you pay more for a particular subwoofer or speakers really comes down to competition, sound competitions. When guys are trying to push the limits to produce sound pressure levels, every little bit matters. And I can honestly tell you that in the time in my years of putting high-end systems, and when I say high-end, that is, again, you will have the trolls that'll come out and say, oh, well, that's not really high-end. Ultimately, when I say high-end, I mean budget, for my budget. When I look at a set of my original Acoustic Research Tower speakers that got rated really well in Crutchfield and a lot of home audio magazines and audiophile magazines, they're about $2,300 a pair back in the day. I don't use them anymore because they're so big, and you guys know if you've been watching my videos, I like to have the audio there, but kind of hidden. I like the room to look like you don't really have a lot of tech or gear in the room, yet when you turn it on, it comes alive. And that's just kind of how I like my home setup, my audio. Same thing with the car. I like to be able to have everything tucked away, hidden, where it looks stock within reason, and it just sounds phenomenal. And all over the years, what I've learned is that proper placement, proper tuning, and the right, whether it be an enclosure or highs based on your ear, is what's most important. What's going to give anybody the best sounding system for the best budget. And I've used subs that cost $50, and I've used subs that cost $300 in the same box, same amps, and ultimately it really comes down to setup and tuning. And I mean, again, now there are factors involved in that when it comes to output. If you want more output, you're going to have to, it requires more power, requires more subs, it could require more box volume. There is a formula, there is a method to the madness. But for the average listener, even myself, which I don't consider the average listener, I've been very happy with every system that I've designed and installed and put together, and same thing with my home. Really, I think the most important aspects of having to really making things sound better. Back in the day when when people come in, I just want my system to sound better. Really, adding an inexpensive sub, integrating some bass into your system is really the biggest, most cost-effective thing you can do to be happier. You can have the shittiest mid-range and highs with a sub, and having that low end as opposed to the best sounding highs in the world without the low end. And most people will be happier with the inexpensive shitty highs and the having low end. So I kind of take that formula right into headphones. If you have the best set of sounding headphones with the brightest highs, the best imaging, and with no low end, it's not going to be as enjoyable. I mean, I really think I'll go as far as saying to really anybody, no matter what kind of ear you have. So when I review headphones and a company's nice enough to share with me, like today I'm going to share with you guys another set of, I would say more cost-effective, affordable, wired set of gaming / audio headphones. Again, they're marketed as gaming, but you can use them for anything. They are wired, so that might be a factor on whether or not you want a wireless setup or Bluetooth. I believe they make Wi-Fi, RF. most things nowadays are Bluetooth. That's kind of like the protocol for most wireless devices when it comes to audio. Depending on what you may use this for, you may not want wired, you may want wireless. But if you do want wired and you're looking to get a set of headphones that just sound better, that's going to give you a nice deep low end, this is a pretty affordable option. So this is by a brand called EKSA. It's EKSA. I believe I'm saying that correctly. This is their E900 stereo headphones. And this is what they look like right here. And I want to go ahead and first show you just kind of the as I like to say, the unboxing, because you guys know I'm never patient enough to not rip the box apart before I make the video. So this is the box right here, and as I stated in every video, you know, there's really, I never get too involved in the box because ultimately you're going to throw this away. I sold a remote control the other day to a guy on eBay that I had several of them. I wasn't using them. I can't use the remote. I was like, let me give it at home. I put the price on eBay, super competitive, cheaper than anybody else. And the guy got, it was for a Fire Stick, and the guy got it and he wanted a discount because the box had a little tear in it. I was like, are you joking? I mean, come on, people throw the box away. I mean, nobody keeps the box unless you think you might want to resell them. And even then, I mean, come on, you know, ridiculous. But anyway, that is the box. Information on the back, of course, the EKSA logo, and then gaming headset, E900s. Let's get rid of that. You get a couple different accessories, and I think for the price point, $35.99 shipped, is really competitive compared to a lot of different brands out there. Those big box brands like your Beats by Dre, your Bose, those Sennheisers. Although all those brands are great brands, don't get me wrong, you really pay for them. One guy the other day, he commented on my neckband headphones, and he wasn't insulting. He said he got them, he likes them, but he said the Bose sound fantastic. But the Bose are like $300. These are like $50. So again, cost doesn't always equate to performance and quality. In this case, I have never heard the Bose, so I really have no idea. On most Bose devices sound pretty darn good. Again, a lot of their claim to fame is the tuning in what their enclosures, their headphones, all this kind of stuff that they produce. I remember the Bose back in the day when Bose first came out. I remember looking at one of their tower speakers, one of the studio speakers, had like 32 4-inch drivers, and they were crummy paper cone drivers, but the placement is what was most important, how they designed the enclosure. So it's like anything else. Again, like I said, setup. These here are super cost effective. Obviously, they're done in kind of like a red anodized aluminum. You have some red on the inside of the cups. A nice oval cup, so it gets right around your entire ear. Again, depending on your ear size. For me, I'd say I have just an average size ear. Some people have larger ears. This fits perfectly, very comfortable. They do block out considerable amount of noise. I have sitting right in front of me a small desk fan, and these are not noise canceling or active noise canceling, but they do a pretty good job at blocking out the noise. Cosmetically, I think they're pretty good looking. You know, a lot of these headphones all are very similar. They all look very similar. So, you know, I never really see a set of headphones unless you start getting involved in some of the really expensive brands that really cosmetically start to look very unique and over the top. I think these look like a standard set of gaming headphones. Get the EKSA logo on the opposite side here. You have some padding on top. I'd say it's about 3/4 inch of padding. Very soft, kind of like a faux leather. Same material on the ear cups. Again, nothing over the top to really write home about as far as design. They're a set of basic headphones. Again, some headphones have the wire on both sides. This is connected so you have wires hanging just on one side, which is pretty standard nowadays across the board. But I'm sure you might find some headphones that do have the dual wires coming out of them. There is a control piece on the center of the wire, which gives you the ability to mute the microphone if you are gaming and you do like to run your mouth like a lot of guys and kids and I shouldn't say kids, because a lot of grown men do that. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, not my thing. You know, a lot of people communicate and talk, and for all these games, there is communication involved in there. And most importantly, you have a volume control on the side to quickly increase and decrease the volume, which I think is great no matter how you're using these, whether it be to a gaming system or to your computer. You can very quickly cut the volume, you know, tone it down. And this thing's nice because it's a very quick volume slide. It basically goes to max very quickly, so you don't have to keep wheeling it to really get some results or to change the audio volume with this. So that's pretty cool. Pretty long cord. I'd say this thing's about 6.5, 7 feet. Again, without measuring it, didn't actually say on the listing. But pretty long cord, and I have it just plugged into my computer right now. You have a 3.5 millimeter jack. decent quality in the line, although nothing really braided or anything that's really compared to some of the other headphones I have seen where they really beef up this cord to prevent, you know, somebody from walking by and maybe damaging if they trip over it. I'm not saying this is going to break easily. It's thicker than your normal cord, but it doesn't have any kind of shielding or braiding on it. You do have a storage strap on here, so if you want to tuck these away, you can wrap this up and then use the Velcro strap to, you know, wrap up the cord nice and neat, which for me, if you're a neat Nick like me, you know, where I hang these or my other gaming headphones or my other headphones I have, I don't, cords are like my pet peeve. I mean, I have a big L-shaped glass desk, and I don't like to see any wires anywhere, no matter what it is. So that's always nice that they integrate that right into the cord itself, because a lot of times you'll get a rubber band, or they may include this in the package, but they always get lost. So that's cool. As far as the other accessories you do have a detachable boom microphone with a kind of a foam shield to prevent, I guess, like any kind of noise that you might experience from, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say wind, but if you were on a phone call outside, you had some wind, that will help in this. Kind of, I forget what they call it. It's like a mic puff. I'm not really sure. Whatever, you know. So it is detachable, of course, and you could adjust it to your liking. It attaches right in the side of the left earpiece. So you go ahead and pop these on. And if you are one of those gamers who likes to communicate, or if you're just on a phone call or whatnot, you can use this for that as well. I like the fact that it is detachable, because if you were out like using these to work out, or using these on a run, I don't necessarily know if you want the microphone. You look like you're on the field for an NFL game, or maybe you should be in a call center. So take that off if you're exercising. As far as the other accessories, you do have a couple different cords. They gave you a bookmark. A lot of these companies like to include little freebies. To me, that's meaningless. Why bother? Instruction manual. You do have a adapter. It's 3.5 millimeter to looks like dual 3.5 millimeter, which I believe has to do with, I think, the Nintendo. I think, I'm not 100% sure. One of the game systems has 2 jacks. I'm not really sure. I'm not a gamer, so I don't really know. But it does have that adapter in place, or with the device. And of course, what's nice with this is that they give you a nice travel bag or storage bag. You can put all your stuff in here and basically just hang these on a hook around your TV or in your closet, wherever you want to store these. I like the fact you can tuck everything away in here, and it helps to keep the dust off them, because I know I keep mine kind of out on display, sort of behind my computer monitors. Part of my bracket for my monitors, it's a quad mount bracket, but I only use 2 monitors now. So the other 2 brackets just kind of are tucked away. So I kind of hang my headphones out on there, because mainly, you know, you do need a place that's convenient to charge them. If they are wireless, and you do need a place to store them. So that's kind of how I store mine. But they do get a little bit dusty. This is nice to be able to tuck them away, put them out of sight. And you know, these bags are great because you can always use these to store like extra cables, remote controls, whatever. So it's nice to give you that as well. That's about it. A little more about the information on the Amazon listing. They say it has an active noise canceling mic. I don't necessarily know if that's active noise canceling, because normally active noise canceling, I'm sorry, I lied. It doesn't say active noise. It's just noise canceling mic. I don't believe that has any kind of technology involved to, it's not active noise canceling is what I'm saying. I think that the microphone puff is what they consider noise canceling. Helps to eliminate some of the noise. Don't quote me on that, just my opinion. As far as more information here, again, they refer to the noise canceling mic a 1-key mute function, which I mentioned earlier on the remote control. It says it is a high sensitivity microphone and omnidirectional noise reduction technology, reduces distracting background noise to collect your voice clearly, easy to use volume, etc., etc. You can use it for work, study, gaming, Skype, whatever you want to use it for, like I mentioned, for a telephone call or whatnot. And that's really about it. Nothing really too much. A lot of adjectives in here as far as the comfort, the soft earmuffs. Really no point in describing or mentioning any of that stuff. It's really subjective. I personally think they're pretty comfortable. I don't really think that these things are, they don't pinch me in any way. They fit my ears properly. And I think for the price, you have $35.99 with free shipping with Prime and free returns if you get them, you don't like them. Now, I will say, because I want to be honest with you guys on every video that I make, when I compare these to other headphones I've compared, The only downside that I can see with these, the bass is nice and strong on these, especially for the price, for 36 bucks. I don't think you can really go into any big box store and get a set of headphones like this for that price. At least, I mean, most time when you see headphones, you're paying $20, something very, very inexpensive. My dad just picked up a cheap set of headphones from like Big Lots. They were like 13 bucks. 12 or 13 bucks, and they really are, I mean, teeny little things, crummy. They sound, I mean, they work, but I mean, they don't sound great. These, you have nice bass, they're comfortable, and the only downside I'd say is that the mid-range and the highs are definitely lacking on these. You don't have a very bright mid and highs, which compared to other headphones that I have reviewed and used and purchased, most of them have had better highs in this. So if you're not too concerned with having a little bit more of a muffled mid-range and highs, and I don't mean to sound like they're not enjoyable. I listened to a little bit of Godsmack earlier on these, a couple different types of music through YouTube, through my computer, of course. If you have the ability to change the EQ settings, I didn't mess with my computer. I do have a Katana gaming soundbar, which if I plug directly into those, I can change the music to whoever I like. If you have a computer, and most guys who are gamers have a sound card or the ability to manipulate the sound. I'm not sure if Windows 10 has, I've never really had the desire to change anything for the most part because I use the Katana soundbar and that has all that stuff built in, all the electronics and the virtual surround and 7.1. So I haven't gone into the specs, or not the specs, but I've gone into the Windows 10 to see if you can manipulate any of that. But if you are plugging into something that does have the ability to change that, most phones do, you can pump up the highs, the mid-range, and the treble, and you should be able to brighten these up a little bit. Because I will say that they're not very bright headphones, but you do have pretty decent bass out of them. So that's about it. I think that they're a fantastic value. I want to thank EKSA, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. A lot of times these companies, you know, they reach out to me and I reach out to them, and this company's not one of them. I stopped asking companies how to say their name because most of the time there is a little bit of a language barrier, and so I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. EKSA, E-K-S-A. I'll put a link in the description. You can check them out. These do have a 4.5-star rating on Amazon, which is great, and that's out of 150 people rating these headphones. So that's a strong rating. Price is right. Free shipping, depending on where you may live. You may pay tax or not. I think they're an exceptional value, and I encourage you, if you're in the market, pick up an inexpensive set of gaming or just headphones that are wired. Check these out. I think you'll be pretty happy with them. If you do pick them up, let me know. I'd like to hear what you guys think about them. It's always great to get feedback on products that I review and that you guys do end up purchasing. It's always great to be able to pass that information on to the company because a lot of times companies will grow from this kind of stuff. If a lot of people are saying, hey, this would be a nice option, and they can do that in their future builds, then a lot of times they do. So it's good information. It's very important. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video. And as always, if you like the content, subscribe to the channel. Before I close on this, because you guys know I have a tendency to ramble on a lot, which I'm always guilty of. But let me just show you guys a little more of the headphones because that's what the video is about. I forgot to do some close-ups here. As you can see on the sides, you have kind of like this kind of almost like an old school speaker grill material, very similar to what you'd find in a car on a lot of speakers. I shouldn't even say old school. A lot of cars still use this kind of industrial automotive style grill covering, and that's just on the outside. It's decorative. Actually, the driver is behind there. Again, exactly the same on the other side. You have kind of what I would consider I'm not sure if this is aluminum. It looks like a red anodized aluminum. It probably isn't. It's probably just painted. Again, with that real soft faux leather, almost like a lamb skin, it feels like to me, if I can compare it to a real leather material on the top of the headband. Nice and soft, lots of cushioning. Again, nice oval ear cups wrap right around your ear, or at least my ear, very nicely, very soft. I like the fact they did that interior in red, just kind of stands out. Right and left markings on both ear cups. Pretty flexible, so you're not going to damage these very easily. There's a lot of flex and twist, so they seem pretty durable. Not something that you're gonna distort if you fall asleep in bed while gaming or listening to music. Looks like they can definitely take some abuse. Here's your wired connection, and of course the remote control, the mute, and on the side here, wrong side, the volume knob. Very simple, very straightforward, and that's about it, guys. So yeah, anyway, click the link, check them out. If you do make a purchase, please do my link. It does help to support the channel, and it does give me information that I can relay back to EKSA to let them know, hey, that this particular sale came from this video, and kind of get an idea of how it's working. A lot of times with videos like this, when it comes to audio and stuff, YouTube is a tough animal. It's really kind of hit or miss, and you try to pick keywords that are going to reach people or potentially reach people and might get views. And you guys know, subscribers, I love you guys, but most views don't come from subscribers. They come from just suggested videos, because there's so many people that don't subscribe to channels, that just watch, web browse, or video browse, video surf, and videos get suggested based on algorithms and how for me too, and sometimes I stumble on stuff that I'm not even really looking for, and I'm like, oh, it looks interesting. So it's pretty cool. I like the fact that you could always discover new content, new YouTubers, and new products, and it's pretty awesome. I love to shop, so I love to get new stuff and check out new products. And like I said, it's great to find a product that gives you a lot of bang for your buck that I can pass on to my subscribers and the general public, and make some folks happy in buying something that's pretty nice. It's tough on the internet because without people like me, influencers, it's hard to really know. When you buy something, there's so many. We're flooded with so many different options with the internet. It's hard to. And there's lots of brands out there that you guys have never heard of, that I've never heard of. And it's great. I love working with smaller brands and micro brands, as I call them, because there's lots of great stuff out there that just don't have the brand recognition and make great affordable products. There's a lot of great deals out there you can pick up, and definitely I guess solve your I wouldn't necessarily maybe call them problems, but to solve if you're looking for music, there's obviously great headphones you get that you don't have to go to a big box store to find them, but a lot of times you don't know what they're going to sound like. You don't have anybody's opinion. So again, it is subjective. Everybody likes something different, but it's nice to get just a little bit of feedback from somebody like myself who has tried these, who gets to use them, and just kind of see whether it's something that is recommended or not. And I think this is a really great value. So guys, check out the link. Once again, if you like the content, do subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And you guys have a great day. Take care.